We're gonna start streaming, which means we gotta do the audio check. Boop a doop a doop. One, two, three, four. We'll see how long this takes to load. And I assume that it is live over here. Okay. Copy that. Oh, it's working here, just not on the preview. I love technology. So, okay, I do hear myself. Okay, so that's there. Any interesting notifications? Okay. All right, so that's there. I'll try to keep an eye on IRC and or YouTube chat. Not that anyone's really awake at this time. I'll kind of let YouTube try to load over there. Game art stream. Okay. So what I'm planning on working on this weekend, I want to try to do this a lot more often. I don't care if you see my stats, but I'm going to refresh my YouTube live streaming page, so try to get it to work. But basically, we went on a little vacation, so I took like scenery pictures, and I thought I could trace over some of them in order to make like visual novel backgrounds for my Creative Commons art thing. I have a page where you can download art. I might actually split this up further. It's kind of like everything all in one. So I might split up like visual novel backgrounds from like 1-bit Playdate style things. And really we can look at the analytics here. I think the Playdate ones get downloaded more, so we could work on some of that. I have some like bitmap fonts. Okay, like everything's been downloaded a little bit. So I might like split up different styles, or I could do Super Nintendo style pack or whatever. I know there's a lot of other like art up on itch.io, but I just like to, for me, I like the idea of having my own art just ready to go that I could choose from if I wanted to work on something random. Even if I'm not making something like right off the bat for a specific thing. So for instance, cute little modern office thing. Like, let's say I wanted to make a visual novel and I just wanted to look at like what I had available and I could like reuse that stuff and kind of go from there. But also I've had various projects I've done, and then I wonder if anyone's used these or anything. Then I just like haven't done anything with some projects, so then I throw them as CC0 public domain assets. So I could do that. Let's look at my overall analytics. What even gets downloaded? Intro to TIC80 game programming gets looked at. I don't know if it gets downloaded that much. Someone gave me $12. That one's a PDF of my last year lesson on TIC80 stuff, which I've made updates. So for the classes I did this year, I have updates to that. And really I can make more updates for the itch.io PDF version or whatever. Um, Downloading. So yeah, downloads for the assets. This is just the game pack for Playdate. Esperanto reader. There is also the latest Esperanto Film Festival going on, and that's due in October. I haven't done one since like the 2nd and 4th, I think, but I could work on that. I just haven't had an idea in so long. But just making like an Esperanto short film. So I don't know, but I might grab like something here and then basically trace it to make a visual novel style background. I could upload the XCF files, so if someone didn't like how I colored this in, they could change that up, or like my paint filter style thing. Or over here, these are low res. Like, this is an old apartment of mine. That's a building at work. That's, I don't know, some high school hallway. This is my living room from when I was growing up. This is UMKC right here. This is my car. This is my sister's high school. So I don't know if anyone's used any of that, but let's go there. I remember someone using some of my art. I looked at it briefly. Okay, so it's my visual novel art. Ow! That's a little loud. And that's interesting. So, yeah, making the fancy art is a little harder. Now, if I was gonna do, gosh, this kind of makes me just want to make games now. But I don't ever keep up with anything. That's something I really struggle with. But here I have kind of like, here's a piano, here's a computer, here's some different tiles. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna grab a background and then trace over it and do that as my project for this weekend. Like, if I have a weekend where I don't feel like doing any programming, maybe I'll just do art. So there's some like nice scenery at the Lake of the Ozarks. I think this would be like, it feels like a very stereotypical sort of visual novel scene. Like, you got your little path and you got some scenery. That could be nice. Or this would be like another sort of thing. Or like here you have the stuff on the water. Is that cafes? Or like restaurants and stuff. That was the quote unquote castle ruins. It was some rich dude's house that caught fire. And there is a sign. I figured it could be used for if your characters were going on a road trip in their thing. Now this could be like, I don't know, little beachy thing. That looks kind of boring to draw. So yeah, like, that seems like it'd be pretty easy. I like the windows in this area. That makes it a little bit more interesting. I could do this sort of thing. Coloring all this would be a little bit harder, but we can kind of go through that. Let me make sure my drawing tablet is set up. Is this on the correct monitor? It is. And then if you want to chat, you can chat in IRC or on YouTube, which I have on the side. I do also on PixelFed have a collections thing. So I have a scenery collection, And so, again, this is like if I wanted to use any of this to make visual novel backgrounds, which I have a lot of pictures. It could be really cool to make something using like all of these photos. This is in India in particular. So I could have like a whole pack of random hotels. Here's a swimming pool. This is the inside of the hotel little suite that we stayed in. That's the main check-in lobby. But that could also be like, okay, here's a nice little tiny room. I don't know. Here's a street. Oops, I clicked on things. I'm just being indecisive, honestly. I'm kind of tired. We just got back on Friday from our trip. So you could do like, here's an alleyway. This is what some advertising looks like. Some side businesses. Or I like this like little Baskin Robbins, but it looks like it's underneath another building. And just kind of interesting architecture. Then I guess I have some UMKC pictures. So some of these I used for, I think this one I used for one of those other images. That's where I took my computer science classes. So yeah, different scenery things. Little cabin thingy. Okay, so I feel like that cafe might be easy. We're doing this sort of thing. So I might do that. That might take a while, but we could just do outlines. Here, I'm gonna start with this one. So really, I don't need it to be, I guess it's an okay size. 1440 by 1080. There's not a whole lot going on. I could add additional things to the wall, or again, if I leave this as like an XCF file, I can, well, anyone else can edit it, basically. So I can do that. Another thing I was thinking of, actually, I have a project folder for Creative Commons art somewhere there. Visual novel backgrounds. We'll just say this is cafe. Another thing I was thinking of doing, since I don't really have like music that I could not play, was maybe using Strudel, which is a web port of Tidal Cycles, and we could just make a song to work to, and maybe we modify it as we go. I don't know. But let me open up. I have a reference because I taught the kids how to do this a little bit. So this is, I'm not going to play this. It's not very good sounding, but you can basically start with some drums. So if I did that, it would sound like this. And there's other drum kits and such, but I thought it could be interesting. I'm not super experienced with this either. But maybe eventually I could make like a little, my own lo-fi song, my own lo-fi song. You can also play other tones, so I could do like add Casio. So if we just had that, it would just be these noises. And you could also do notes. So if we did that. So I don't remember what all of this is like, but there's my quick reference. Oh, we're doing JavaScript. And then there's a bunch of other sounds. I don't know about the patterns. All these sounds. So, I don't know. I feel like I'd be bad at making music. What is this? Double? Nope. Hashtag? Nope. I don't remember what the comment symbol is. So, I don't know. Let's just play each drum sound. There's RD, CR, LT, BD, MT, HT, SD, REM, OH, HH. So we do this if we wanted like multiple things at once. So I don't know. Let's see what that sounds like. I don't really know much about drums, so you can assume that I'm not gonna be very good at this. Okay, well, maybe I'll try to work on some soundtracks for this later. Or, you know, I can also open up LMMS and mess with stuff. Or I could play my own music. I suppose that's a viable option. Where is my music? Projects. I don't have my external hard drive attached, so I don't have everything. Creative Commons music. Let's throw this in here. And then open up music thing. Does celluloid have playlist abilities? Yeah, yeah. No. We're only doing OGG files. You'll have to suffer through my music. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna move my IRC over, and then we will do some outlines. How do I want to do this? I know this isn't gonna look as good if I do this resolution. I could blow it up and then shrink it back down. But also, I'm not a fan of large files. You can listen to my lovely music. So, I'll probably just do room lines first. Got that down here. And we have kind of the I don't know, what is that called? It's not crayon molding. It's something similar though. Do that, that's the side of our window. Is it important to have that window there? I could shift the window over as well, as long as I'm following the same, like, pattern. So I could do that, and then there could be a window, and you can see that there's, I don't know, a little more you can see from the sides because of our perspective. I could draw perspective lines, but I don't think I need to here. I also like to draw the shapes of things from kind of the back part, because then this sticks out over here, but actually, because I moved the window, that's not going to work as good. I could move this window further. Just scooch it there. So if I was drawing this as a box, I hope that's not like really loud. I'm gonna check the YouTube channel real fast. I'm sorry, that is quite loud. We'll adjust it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, I might make that a little lower even. Sorry, that was pretty loud. Okay, so if we're drawing this as like a 3D object in the world, and let's say this would be the backing, and then it's going to come along this wall following the same kind of line. And no, I don't have it like exact. So that would be one edge, and then this would also follow along, like over here. So then that would be my like 3D shape, even if I'm not using that entire space. Even if I'm not using that entire space. Okay. So that can be kind of transparent. So then I can adjust this as well. Like maybe I just want this bottom chunk of box to be the countertop. And then it's coming back to the wall here. And so this would be the table itself. And then if it had that like I don't know if we call it backsplash, but you know, whatever is against the wall there as well. But then that gives it some of the 3D look. And then, yeah. Let's see, this is the table 1? I don't know. Table 2? I also tried to get pictures that have stuff in the foreground going on, because I always like that in like a King's Quest 6 sort of thing. Where you'd have like the foreground and then the background. Okay, this is hard because it's kind of my line right there doesn't quite light up. And then we can draw stools. There could just be this foreground coffee cup. And we can also make some imaginary lines for how these would run. So right now our perspective lines are like this. Oops, I held the wrong button. So really that can just be like, oops, that's also my box. I should have done it on another layer. Okay, so here-ish. And there. Get rid of that. And so I should have just color coded those separately. That feels really weird. Fine, we'll do this. Oops, I might have even misaligned that. So we can have this for reference. Well, that's not all consistent. Okay. We have a different reflection, or the vanishing point as we go up here. Whatever. I'm just gonna draw wall art. Do we still want this Missouri sign right here? The name of the place is Moco and Dough. They use like donuts, like I had an unsweetened donut as like the bread of a sandwich, which was really nice because it was like flaky. So yeah, I don't know. You could replace whatever art you want there. I could just put some so usually what I do for images is something like this, and then we can just kind of separate it out. I feel like that's not the right perspective lines. Like it's just supposed to be a little taller. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it looks when I finish it. So then we can kind of eyeball where the edge of one picture might be. You know, I could do this a lot more intentionally, but I don't know. I'm tired and I'm cranky because I'm an old man. Let's turn off hard edge. And then we can put whatever kind of art we want. What kind of art goes at a coffee shop? I don't know. So get that. My pin should be that size. But I'm thinking just like the black border sort of thing, so I can kind of, we'll come back for those chairs later. But I didn't do that very evenly. You know what? The sum is greater than, wait, no, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. It'll look okay once it's all together. But the frustrating thing about like game programming is you can't just do like, I'm drawing one scene here for, you know, whatever type of game thing later, whatever. But I can't do the same thing with like game programming where I just make a, I mean, I can make a tiny game, but then it feels like it's not worth anything. I can start coloring some of this in. Room colors. And just start with like a flat color for things, so like a wood floor. We can change whatever we want, honestly, but now I have the pencil tool selected, so I could just put an outline and then fill it in. I hate kind of the white siding, whatever it is. What color was this table? It was kind of a lighter wood. But with the, oops. This one has a hard edge, so then I can just fill it in easier. And I don't know, I've seen people using more modern drawing tools where you just click and drag your color to the spot and it fills it in seamlessly, maybe. I don't know if those are vector programs or what. I'm not using that. I'm using GIMP. New image manipulation program. So I can come over here. Let's say if we are trying a blue, I can then make this side that. I don't remember what the lighting was like in here. I mean, there's a window there. I didn't quite get that. It could all be cleaned up after also. So we could say, okay, that looks too much just like a random house room or something. Like, it should be much cuter type of coffee shop. Maybe that'll be the lighter wall because it has a window facing out. So, I don't know. I'm not an interior decorator. I have a hard time decorating my own dang house because decorating is expensive. And if you want someone with an eye for design, then it's even more expensive. Okay, we're just gonna do basic bitch colors on the sides here for the windows. And then in this, like, you really can't see much from outside. We could just make it a glowy white. But I don't know. Let's keep this as a brown for now. I also haven't decided on, like, where is our light source. I didn't draw that little lamp that we had, but could do that, but maybe this one's a lighter color. Okay, erase that light up a little bit. And then over here, this will be darker because it's maybe receiving less light. I don't know. Am I painting on my... Why is it doing that? That shouldn't be part of that layer. That should just be available unless GIMP changed how it does stuff. I don't know. Sometimes it does that. I'm like, why are you selecting weird now? I had everything the way I liked it. So for the room lines here, I could erase this part. And then like this could all get cleaned up. And then over here, I'm just going to use like black borders. Can I just do... Okay, no, it's not... I don't know why it was doing that with the other thing. We'll do this for now, and then I don't know, what do you put for coffee shop art? Just like plants? Photos of random people in sepia? I have some ideas for stuff to program, but I also don't know if I'd keep up with it, and I got signed on to do more of these other classes for the summer. I wanted July to be for myself, but someone came to me and they looked all distressed and they're like, I need help. I need someone to fill in this class for me. And because it was like a, you know, they came directly to me verbally and seemed distressed, like my defenses, which are already low for trying to get myself to not volunteer for things, my defenses were already down. And so I was like, yeah, I'll teach it. And then I have 3 more classes I'm going to teach this summer. And I'm trying to stay positive about it, but really I wanted that free time for myself because I never make free time for myself. I'm trying to be a little bit more selfish. Because my entire life I've been like, well, my game programming always gets on the back burner. I never get to do that. Okay, that can be cleaned up later. Get rid of that and look at these chairs. Right. I might not. Maybe this chair and this chair. I feel like this one's too close. I don't really like it. Oh, I could also add these bottom parts. It'll add some more visual interest. Burp, burp, burp. We'll just kind of go with the exact thing here. This is my chairs. Like you can see that seat is separate pieces. Not that we need to make it exact, but I just don't know what kind of game I want to play, much less make. I mostly just be playing Achaea, and then I do paperwork in that game because I am in the government in Hashan. Oh wait, how's this built? Okay, it's like rounded on the outsides. I don't know. Okay. And there's like the inner corner that's just different. And then we can do the little bars and stuff. I can make those lighter. Are those attached to the inside? It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I guess I could also just make this like a dark color that you can't really see very good. So like this looks like it's attaching on the inside, but I don't know for sure. And then I don't know what's going on up there, so we'll just kind of do that and then clean things up. Oh, wait. Let's go on the inside. I know those aren't all the same size either. We'll just call it eclectic. So there's that. This looks like it's bolted to that right there, and here we have our backing. I don't know how detailed we need it to be. But we can put my hand's a little shaky. Some shape. I don't know. Put that down here. But yeah. Like I could work on small games. I could work on open source clones of existing games sort of thing. Kind of like the Super Mario Brothers or whatever, where it's what is it? Super Mario or whatever it is. Where it's clearly some kind of I don't know, sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, look for Mario Chronicles. Secret Mario Chronicles. Like I thought of doing that sort of thing, but like a Harvest Moon like, just because there's so many farming games. It's like, why not just make one that's open source and then add everything to that? And like, I wouldn't necessarily keep up with me adding everything to it, but other people could. Plus, if I was going to make my own farming game, I'd make it a bit more procedural. Like, I just get tired of, okay, here's my list of villagers, and this is always going to be my villagers, and they're boring and I hate them, so guess I'll just farm. Or, I don't know, I'd be more interested in just some level of procedural generation for a farming game slash life sim. Is that good enough? Is that our chair? I could add colors. So we're not going to make this kind of a dark color. Actually, what I can do... So this threshold doesn't select everything that I want, but the way I usually get around this if I'm being lazy, I'll select my regions. I forgot to fix that part. I'll paint the color, and of course it does not look good, but I can like copy paste, scroll it up a little bit, scroll it up to the side, fill that out a little bit better, and then I can go and clean it up more afterwards. So like that fills it more. Also, if I was making my own farming game, I'd probably make the plants more realistic, or like, I don't know, somehow make it educational. Like I'm interested in Missouri native wildflowers and all. So be like, okay, you gotta grow native plants. Get rid of these other plants. Grow what is native. Of course, I don't know, but if a lot of farming crops are under that classification, usually I just look at wildflowers and stuff. Boop, 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 and then I can erase this part. This would also go above the table. Color, color. And yeah, all these again can be cleaned up more later. My music already done? This is just terrible MIDI music I made. I don't know what we're playing right now. Time lapse, coding time lapse. So then same thing here, but the table is in the way. So kind of do the general shapes. Oh, I did have a little poll. Let me see what the results were. So, remake the 90s Math Blaster, which I think just would be fun, and it would have, like, you know, your constraints. You do exactly what the thing has. And then you might have to change the graphics afterwards because it's probably owned by somebody. They're probably making new Math Blasters that are probably subpar, probably like you download on mobile and it makes you pay for a subscription or some bullshit. C++ text adventure creator, so just like in the console, a text adventure creator thingy ding. I do need to make some videos about object-oriented programming for my classes, but I don't know. Remake Storybook Weaver, but for web. After teaching these kids classes with programming, I kind of want to have something like how the VIC-20 has symbols that you could type. Like each key had its own little special Petsky symbol thing. And make something like that where they can just type in the image they wanted or whatever. Heart Quest was those choose your own adventure books, except by the TSR company that I bought and archived. So I could OCR it and then turn it into a game too. Pull request game, just like work on something and then ask someone to just pull request and add whatever feature you want. Just make something really silly and nonsensical. But I don't know if anyone would actually contribute to that. And also, you know, everyone has their own favorite tools set. I'm just gonna leave this straight like the other one. You know, like I'll look at something like, oh, maybe I'll contribute to the DIA diagramming tool. It's like, but I don't want to write C code. And then some people who are C people, they're like, I don't want to write C++ code. C is the natural order of things. I'm like, but I think in C++. Oh gosh, okay. Now, how did I make this back? Okay, they are separate. It's very hard to get this curve. I guess technically I could rotate the canvas as well. And I know that doesn't look great. Oh, this is the table line. Okay, let me... What angle would be easier? This is... So... Control and mouse wheel does that, shift and mouse wheel does the rotation. So if you ever need to rotate your GNU image manipulation program art, then you can do that. And then you just click over here to reset it. I'm just gonna make that straight. And again, it's kind of blotchy, but it can be cleaned up. Make these match over here. Seat edge. I didn't do that there. But yeah, it's hard to know what kind of game to make when you don't even really feel like playing anything. Or kind of the same mental block I have for starting and playing a new game of just, I know I'm gonna have to put it down at some point and then I'm gonna forget everything I'm doing. I'm gonna like lose all my momentum. That also gets to me mentally with my projects also. So that's why it's hard to get anything started when I know that like I'm just gonna fail at it. Oh, this song is dumb. Okay, so oh. What does Rachel want to play? I don't know. I think I need to just add a little line here. And over here. And over here. Whatever. We'll clean it up. I just am tired. All I do is work all the time. Does the Rachel made music inspire you to work on things? Just feels very random to me. And then I just think of it, which project it's from. But all I want to do is work on my projects, and everything is always in the way. No, I didn't do my copy paste trick here. Doop-a-doop. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. So even if I don't use this for a visual novel, maybe I could use it for my potential open source Storybook Weaver clone art background stuff. I'm just gonna be stressed this coming week. There's all this stuff I gotta get done. And then, like, also I can't rest on vacation. Like, we just went on vacation, but I was like, no, I can't do anything here. I'm not using my energy. I'm not fixing things. I'm just gonna have stuff on the backlog when I get back home. Oops. Okay. I could draw that coffee cup. I feel like there is a third chair missing here now. I don't want to draw the other chair. I don't like where it's at. I mean, I guess I could draw it and then shift it over. But then I also can't see all the chair because of this chair, but I know the structure of this chair now. I can draw this foreground coffee. What should I put in these frames? What goes in pictures? Like it could be one of those frames that has a really big blank spot and then the actual image on the inside. Does that make it look fancy? And then it can have like, here's a plant. Yay. Here's another plant. Or just leave that as is. It's the black and white plant art for the game. Flower. I don't know. I mean, that kind of works, I think. I could just color... I also did that on the room color layer, so, you know, good job, Rachel. But I could surround this with a different color. It could be like that. Does that look coffee shop-esque? Let me just... they're not exactly the same, but... But I could just draw different pictures in here of different plants. Let's see. And if anyone wanted to change it, they could just edit the XCF file. I've not added any shading either. Oops. I touched a little of that top border. Oh, so that's a plant, right? I don't know. Let's do try to make a cone flower. I don't know what a coneflower's leaves look like. I wonder if websites are going to be even harder to scrape now that there's like a lot of these bot checkers because of fucking AI. I like scraping websites for myself with Python. Okay. Just like these long leafy leaves. I don't know if I trust the how-to page. Look, it's artisanal. It's drawn by an independent artist, me. It's the coneflower. I don't know what else. Clear that. American Lotus. I don't know. Made up flowers. I feel like there's some empty space over here I need to fill with another coneflower. but from a different perspective. I don't know. I just color that in. It's not really a dark green, but artist rendition of coneflower. Does that work? Kind of looks terrible. I don't like this leaf right here. That's like at a weird 90-degree angle. Oops. Nope, black. There, that's my terrible coneflower art, and it's fine. Some other plant. I don't know. You know. There. Coffee shop plants. Rough renderings. I could draw that other chair. Let's look at shading for a bit. So there's different ways we can kind of do this. Oops, I don't need that. Let's start with a soft light, and I don't know. So, I mean, one, this right here is just bright window. Make this layer size. Gaussian blur. I'll do that. Duplicate. Make it a hard light. So, I don't know. That's the outside window, maybe. Then, like, there would be shading under here. Could do, like, a... That could be kind of gradiented. It just depends on the style that I'm going for, but I don't know. Do something like that. Oops. I hit the wrong button. I don't know, I just kind of wing it. It's like, I'm gonna be kind of darker there, wouldn't I? I could also maybe fill it a different color. Or down here. This is why in the fairy tale one I just kind of put a painty paint type over splash, so I didn't even have to like shade anything. Like this right here, you can't really tell it's a table as it is. I could get rid of that. We could get rid of it. Maybe we don't need that table. I'll just do like, I'd have to finish drawing this chair. Still kind of a boring scene. You could put little doodads over here, coffee cups or whatever. They had a vase right there with some plants and that light. So it takes a while to draw a scene. But for instance, if I was gonna do like the paintbrush texture, I don't remember which of these it is. It's sponge, so we need that on paintbrush mode, not on. Okay, so that's not the one I used. That's grass, that's chalk. Could have been chalk. Like really large chalk. I don't remember if I just did a soft light. That looks terrible, but you know, I can adjust it and say like, okay, that's my texturing for this room. It makes it look nicer or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. I'll leave that layer and then we could just disable it or re-enable it. This is such a boring scene. More stuff. So up here, I like that they have the two little flower pots next to each other. Which reminds me, I bought potting soil. I did not bring it in from the car. It can be like that. It has a little water collecting bowl thingy plate. And then this one. And we can also just kind of copy these plants. See how that looks once I turn the background back on. It's also a little hard to make out the different parts of this plant. What plant is this? I don't know. Oh, I also have the light layer on top right now. Just like a blob of leaves. But then it becomes less of a blob of leaves up top. So that makes it seem more inconsistent. I could just... What if I just don't make it the blobby shaped plant? Maybe I'll make it a different plant. These also need to go above the table layer. I don't know if you could hear that, but it was just recordings of my angry cat that I captured. Okay, we are skipping that one. Shading would be adjusted too, so well, there's a window on that side. We'll do it this way. I don't know. That shading. I don't know what other kind of plant. Maybe I'll just do like just like the base of the plant, and we can kind of add on to it. I don't know. I'm not good at plants. So we could say like has something like that coming off of it. Burp. I don't know. How do I end this plant? How do I draw the top of the plant? This imaginary type of plant thing. I don't know, man. It just gets bigger as it goes upwards. That seems incorrect. Does that look planty enough? Need to add some more foliage, leaves. Just like a sad leaning plant. I don't know, something like that. Something. Of course, now I have a green wallpaper type of thing for the room and green plants. So I might change that color as well. But we can do that with the fill tool in just a moment. Okay. Sad leafy plant man. I mean, again, the the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Just keep telling myself that. Also behind the plant a little bit. Am I adhering to laws of physics when I am trying to shade this wall in the background? No. The wall just has a shadow because there's a plant in front of it. Is it realistic? I don't know. If you want to fix the shading, you can do that. Over here. I could add like some light colors, but I don't know. Do like that to give it more texture. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Does that look like a plant? I guess it does look like a plant, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. I was going with a matcha green. I don't really want like a blue because that just feels like in a house. That feels like house color. Oops. I could go with the brown that they had in the actual place. But then that's so boring. What if we did like a pink? A pink coffee shop. I could also go with a more muted tone. Like that, like kind of a purpley. At least then it kind of gives more different colors. Am I out of music? No, it's just playing the terrible music from that I make for background music, so it's barely noticeable. Let's see. Let me look at cozy coffee shop and also coffee cup. Those look very generic. Do we got a transparent? I need one that's in the correct orientation. So probably not looking down on it. Something like this, maybe. For instance. My ghost coffee cups. Just using them as reference. Gigantic coffee cups. So, I don't know. It would be like that. That's kind of the correct orientation, I think. For where they're at. What do these got? Lamps? I also forgot to draw that lamp. Plants. iron, black iron furniture. Oh, a globe lamp would be easy to draw. Just draw some circles. Um, this one got brick wall. I don't want to draw a brick wall. A basket of light. I could also say like, oh, they got an accent wall, so that side is purple, but this side is not, or vice versa. This side is not purple, it's beige. It might be too confusing, but oh no, coasters, candles, fake candles. We went to a coffee shop that had fake candles because probably don't want real candles on tables that might get pushed off the table. I don't know. Plants and coffee cups. Where's this guy? That. Okay, get rid of this. I'll just draw one of the coffee cups. And then I can copy paste it. Now my music is, I don't know, for some reason, one of the tools I use just adds a bunch of white noise at the end. Okay. Now, is it a real coffee cup if it doesn't have the cardboard sleeve? This actually seems a little lopsided. But it's okay. We'll add the cardboard sleeve and it will seem fine. Let me add more depth to it because it is slightly more thing. I don't know. It has volume, not volume. It has physical existence in the world. So, I don't know. We'll just do the base cup is gray. And our cardboard thing is cardboard colored. Sorry for the random sound effects. Someone said something. Blurgle. Blurgle. I'm drawing dumb stuff. Oh, this is my reporting for my quote-unquote jobs in Okea. Okay. I should just play my foods playlist. Wait, og. Nope, nope. Foods. Because at least it's mostly music. Oh, what's your IRC server? I have IRC over here hanging out. Is it on Libera? Is Ergo the server? I don't know. I don't know things. And this thing. Wait. No, not eraser. You have to make it a convincing coffee cup by adding the lines. Because it's like a waffle cone. I don't know. There. That's definitely a coffee cup now. So I could move this over here too. Make it smaller. I have to probably add lines again. Oops, that copied all of my plant. Nope, nope. Grab onto that layer. Grab onto the layer. Thank you. Oh, usually for like the web clients for IRC, I just use whatever the server has. Like Libera has a web client, I think. And Freenode had a little web client. Okay, now I can get rid of that reference. Is anyone gonna notice that these are the same? I do have some coffee. I got a cold brew though, so it's not as tasty as a full sugary coffee. But basically I feel like all of the calories I consume is in liquid form because I drink so much like coffee and shit. Burp. I don't know. That's too dark. Come over here. I also need to clean up this room, my home office. I was thinking of just cleaning while streaming, but then I'd have to like move the phone around a lot. Yeah, I like soda, and I'm trying to not buy soda. I'm trying to buy like sparkling ice type of stuff at Aldi or whatever. And there's our 2 coffee cups. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I'm gonna use it's free art. I need to finish this chair. Chairs. And also clean shit up. I'm gonna approximate that it will come down to here. And go this way. It's a lot of sugar, yeah. Like, I feel like I don't even eat that much, but I definitely drink so much sugar. At least I enjoy the taste of, like, a glass of ice water. I know some people who just, like, do not want to drink any water. But I enjoy the taste of an ice water. Or, if I make tea, I also put sugar in my tea and stuff. I need to, like, I don't know, figure out stuff, how to abstain from drinking, but not alcoholic things, because I don't drink alcoholic things. Just abstain from drinking sugar constantly. Okay, let me see. I might draw that chair as well, because it just feels off without that one. But let me fade the room lines. What kind of video game should I make? Even though I feel like I can't keep up with making anything because I get so busy and then I put it down and then I don't pick it back up again. And then by the time I have time to do more game programming or whatever, I am bored of the original idea. Because ADHD? Question mark? I mean, yes, I do have ADHD, but I assume that's also the reason why novelty wears off so fast. Eh. Angles are difficult. Okay, we're rotating. A video game about making games with ADHD? Yeah. I've wanted to make one where your inventory disappears periodically and then just shows up somewhere in the world because you have ADHD and it just seems like shit disappears from your hands all the time or whatever. Or I'll hold a pen and then be like, I have no idea where my pen went. Something I was thinking of doing, because over my little vacation, we got emails that we have to do our online trainings. So I took a bunch of screenshots of the online trainings, well, for reference. Ugh, why doesn't it scroll through with the things? And just the funny pictures, so like Sebastian, a well-liked employee, is fired for sexual harassment. They're not even like using videos of people anymore, they're just using stock photos. And I thought it'd be funny to make a game that's like you're trying to figure out what went wrong at this company based on the increasingly more specific trainings that you have to do. So one thing I posted on my Mastodon is this one, where it's certain employees are supernatural entities that cannot be comprehended by the human mind, and that is okay. Do not try to comprehend the employee. Respond to emails in a prompt and appropriate manner without regarding the employee directly. If you feel repelled by the employee, refer to the Lovecraftian Coworkers Handbook in your cubby. Consult with your manager on appropriate behavior and interactions. How to deal with the impending sense of doom. Continue treating the employee with respect without directly looking at them. So, just, it doesn't have to be necessarily like that sort of thing, but just like, what went on here? Like one of those found phone type games, except it's like, I don't know. I just love the corniness of stock photos. Plus also, like, my friends could record the voice lines, you know, in kind of that HR style speaking. Like, Aram pondered the employee, and now the employee is murdering the coworkers. What should Aram have done in this situation? Immediately forgotten employee. I don't know. Different stuff. That honestly, like, could be built in, like, PowerPoint sort of thing, or just Twine. So maybe, like, one day for a weekend project, I'll just go through, like, a free stock photo website, and we can assemble a story based on, just whatever we find. Angles. This is not maybe this angle? I don't know. You can all get cleaned up. This is just gotta get the stuff drawn. And down here, this is our screws. I don't know. The chairs could be a dark gray anyway, so no one cares. Do not observe the chair. Do not look too closely at the art. Did I make those legs long enough? Those legs are not as long as the other legs, but whatever. We'll just do not regard the legs. The legs will only hurt you. This is free art. No one's gonna care. Oh, I made that leg do the wrong thing. Get rid of that leg. Also this will have that. I don't know. I can't reference the entire chair. Just do that. Good enough. Also, I drew those chairs so those were like the side of the chair just attaches directly to it and not does the little scoochy foldy thingy. Whatever, who cares? Every chair is different. Oh, let me finish the little top part. And it's supposed to have bars between these sections. There's a gnat in my office. I'm not happy about the gnat in my office. Oh shit, I'm doing it to the other layers. Fuck. Whatever. Let's just do this way. Maybe I can make myself write more music if I do it on stream, even though that'll make me even more nervous. I feel like it takes a lot of experimentation to even make anything sound decent in music, because it's not real. I've played piano for forever, but I don't really know the theory. Mostly just mess around with LMMS and see what sounds decent. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we have multiple chairs. Oh wait, let me get the other table line here. That goes away. I could put like a rug down, but I don't know. I can also add some texture to this floor to make it look like planks of wood. Let's just do it as like hard light. I don't know. We'll experiment. Am I on paintbrush? I am on paintbrush. Maybe soft light. Like it doesn't need to be too noticeable. and random-ish blops. I didn't really shade this siding part either. They even have an in-game radio. What has an in-game radio? I don't even know what the context is. One of my chats got lost. Yep. I don't know. I don't know. I also just realized that this is more of a 4x3 layout. I'm not like a widescreen layout, so. Oh well. Nope. Let's do some other. Hello, Software Livre such and such. How are you doing? I know I have not worked on my recolor of Super Tux lately. I've been so busy. And also mostly playing a mud in my free time. I don't know, existential dread. That's how I am. I might blur this a little. I had hoped to make my July all for me, but I've ended up volunteering for teaching some more kids classes because the lady seemed distressed and I couldn't help it. I'm so programmed to offer to help people when they were like, oh no, and then I fucked myself over. Do I want shading on these chairs or do I leave them as is? I guess I could kind of shading. Just don't perceive the chairs too closely. These are not meant to be perceived. Mer, mer. Oh, I also have not added any shadowing for the chairs themselves. So, let's see. Yeah, the classes I'm going to teach that I am taking over for someone else, at least the content is, well, one, it's through it's like through a proprietary company, which I'm not a fan of, but I don't have to prep it, and it's Roblox coding and Minecraft coding, which I guess I'll learn a little bit about what goes into those. I'll know more than I did before, but I'm not enthused about teaching children to use Roblox tools because of the exploitation. But I guess I'll learn some more about Roblox, more than I already do from just osmosis from being around my friends' kids. Does this be shaded right here? Because the light would hit and then it would block some of that area there. I don't know. Kids with their tiki-talkies and Roblox. Yeah, I deleted TikTok once Oracle's purchase went through. But honestly, like, I haven't been missing it because I've been playing so much Achaea. I live in Achaea now, right now. My second life is being a frog, and I am the director of culture for my city. I could also, well, I put that on the main layer. If I blurred the shading a little bit, then it would be a little less noticeable. Well, I taught some other classes that were classes that I made. But those have already passed. So I did like Tick 80 with the kids. Oops. And just other general game programming, free software stuff. I even played like the Revolution OS documentary for one of the classes because they were not paying attention. So I was like, fine, you guys do what you want, and I'm gonna play some documentaries. But since this is specifically a coding for Roblox and coding for Minecraft class, and I'm taking it over for someone else, then I don't have as much thing. Oh, I didn't know Mindtest got renamed. Yeah. And maybe I could add that to another sort of thing later. This looks adequate. I'm just creating different shading layers and stuff. I should have just put it all in one. Well, I can merge them later. Yeah. I did show several of my classes the video of 4D Miner, like the 4-dimensional Minecraft knockoff, so they're aware that Minecraft knockoffs exist. But also I just don't have the energy to be like building a whole new class from scratch when I wasn't planning on doing it a month ago. And I want more time for myself. This looks kind of okay. Oh, nope, that didn't work. These are all soft light. Why can't I merge down? Wait, what? Does it undo my thing? Merge down. Merge down. Soft light. Yeah. For the group of 7th to 9th graders that were not really paying attention and didn't want to do anything, I did also play the People Make Games episode on Roblox and how it exploits the creators there. And they like were paying attention to it, but I'm gonna save this as just cafe. And I'll have this in my repository. Projects. No, not music. Art? Art. Visual model backgrounds. So I don't have the XCF files for these, but I'll make more that are in this style. Based on my various whatevers. Travels. Bien Art Cafe. Yeah. But like your average mom and dad isn't really gonna know much about that. And they're gonna hear, what the heck is Lunati? Is that like Illuminati? But I'll try it out sometime. Is it just in the software thingy bing? My software thing's not opening. I need to fix the archive link for something else also. I'll try this another time. Let's see. I'm gonna see if anything is happening in the house. Oh, there we go. I'm so slow. My computer cannot handle doing things. Oop. Guess we're gonna SSH late.ssh? I don't know what are you talking about. It's not a telnet? Oh. Okay, that doesn't show up there. Okay, I have to download it. It's been forever since I played some Minecraft. I'll have to clean a little bit. Oh, oop. Okay. Ooh, what is this? JK scroll. You're on the welcome mat. The house is live. Arrows, walk around. Control O, introduce yourself. Head northwest to the bar. Oh, it's me. Hello. The glowing, is this the glowing bar? Huh. Weird. What is Control O? Settings? Oh, what is my name? Let me see. Oh, this is the bar. Say something, it floats over your head. Wave. Wave. Dance. talk to the bartender. Welcome in, Moosey. I'm sliding you a dusty pour of Colonel Panic reserved from the back shelf on the house. What dragged you in tonight, or are you just hiding from whatever you're building? Jump to any room or DM. Pick an icon, spice up your words. What does that mean? Oh. Blob. Oh, that didn't work. Oh. Fancy. Room is a map of the house. Walk up and press enter. Arcade cabinet. Big table, artboard, heavy door. Real net hack. I will take that as inside music. Jukebox is humming. There's no rush tonight. I don't know. Is there supposed to be audio? I don't hear anything besides my own music. Wee. 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 Arcade. Dang, this is pretty cool. I'll have to look at this more. There's a separate client for audio. How do I go back? How do I leave the arcade? Brrr. Oh no, I opened another pane. What do I do? Escape route queue is closed. Not there though. Gib. Yep. Control G? No. How do I get out of the arcade? I can't do anything. Oh no, now I'm playing Snake. Okay. Guide. Okay, I will have to check this out later, but now I'm stuck and I don't know how to leave this area. Blurp. While I'm looking at stuff, I'm gonna check the Achaea portal to see if there's anything interesting happening in the game. You can't see it. Okay, no, I'm not gonna log into that right now. No news in Achaea. So, yeah. Well, I probably won't do another piece of art right now, but let's see what games I have to play. Christmas Horse or RPG CE. Super Tux 2, which I was further in on Retroid, my Android device. Let's play some Super Tux, and then I'll get going because I gotta clean. Thank you. I'll update my Moosity itch.io Creative Commons listing so that I have things separated by type. I also don't hear any sound from this game right now. I think I was like, the music is bad. Let's see. What are the keys? Space. Keyboard. Space. Control. Okay. And can I just resize you? Rid of my garbage music. This is my reading stuff and being like, this is all dumb. I'm not looking forward to the semester starting again and having to talk to people more about how AI is dumb and bad and how it doesn't actually fucking work. Okay, this is a little laggy. There we go. Yep. Good job. Whee! Ah! Ah! I don't know if I auto run or if I need to hold down a key like in Mario. I feel like I'm gonna die if I hit that guy. Whee! I might need to resize this window to be less large so I can actually play it smoothly. And I can maybe set the view. Where's my stuff? Set this to Super Tux. Brr. Now I don't have any of this like set up and ready to go for doing stuff. Let's see. There's the chat. I don't know if it's super visible as it is, but we'll do that and then the Super Tux. And then hopefully this will run smoothly for me. Give me the fire flower. Dang it. Nope. Slide. Nope. What was the peak commands? Home and end. Okay. Dang it. I need power-ups. I'm gonna die. Okay, nope. Oops. Nope. Nope. Yay. No, I hate that. And I did not hit the spacebar proper. Screw it. What? I beg to differ relating to that bounding box. More spikes. I'll just hack the game and give myself invincibility. There's probably like cheat codes or whatever. Too much momentum. I don't have a certain amount of lives, right? I'm just losing coins when I die. Just hold the right button. We'll figure it out as we go. Don't run into the pink snowball. It's not a cheat if you make it a feature. No, fuck. I'm gonna cry. Okay, maybe I will be a little more careful. Beep, beep. Okay, if I hit it this side, it goes that side? Yeah. Don't fall off. Where'd that other snowball go? Are we gonna guess this is a coin or a power-up? Dang it. Give me a power-up. What's in there? Oops. Dang it. Now I'm stuck in here. I was probably supposed to use the other guy for this. I don't know. Dang it! I want cooler power-ups. What? Oh, there was a spike there! I walked off the edge. Give myself a flying power. Beep. Okay. We're not falling for those sword things. I don't know if I can make that jump. Dang it. I do want to play Free Droid RPG again sometime. Dang it. I don't know how many updates there have been since last time I played Free Droid. But I still think of Free Droid RPG often, and, well, maybe not that often, but with fondness. Wee. Burp. Okay, don't overshoot. Don't auto overcorrect. Okay, I can't jump on this man. Because he got a helmet. Also, there's a spike right there. Can't jump on that man either. Wow. Okay. This better have a power up for me. Nope, nope. Of course it's a snowball because I was tiny. There's a chasey bomb. Okay, there we go. I made it. Oh, I didn't need to finish that level. I am wondering if there is a, like, hold down run button. Because I'm doing left control and it's not doing anything. So maybe it's not exactly one-to-one like Mario. Fire flower! These look like they break after a moment. Yeah, I just murder everybody. Ah! Ah! Oh, I don't need a second one. I guess I could edit this game so it has the little, like, Mario backup, like Super Mario World backup holder of power-ups thingies. Would that make Super Tux too easy? I don't know. Dang it. There we go. Oh well, dude. Here. Just murder everybody. A snowball suicided right in front of me. This level has plenty of fire flowers. Great. I was doing so good. Oops, oops. No! Bleh. Dang it. Dang it. Is that the one? No. Bloop. Blarp. I also kind of want to play Free Dink sometime. I only played some amount of it, but I never finished it. And it's a weird, interesting game. I was afraid I didn't have enough momentum for that. Oh no, when did you get here? Frick. You're not supposed to be there. Nope. Okay, well, if there's gonna be that bouncy man on those breakable bricks, I might just quit. Play some Commander Keen later. I don't know. Whee! That's the point of getting the snowball if there's just a annoying dude on the end. Burp. Why are you here? You should not be here. Okay, it looks like that pink snowball will collide with this man. I don't know if that's programmed in or if she just has a set path. I'm not going to be risky. Dang it! Those are never worth going after. Beep, beep, beep. We could look at the source code. Let's look real fast. Actually, I'm sure I've had SuperTux downloaded at some point, but I don't know if I have it currently downloaded. SuperTux repository. Is this SuperTux 2? 1? Why was I thinking 2? I don't know. Yeah. I need to fix my OBS layout too. I'm getting really tired of my current layout. Put scenes there, put my controls over here. Put my audio mixer over here. I don't know. That's fine. Oh, you can't see the desktop. Boop. Boop. I am cloning the SuperTux. That might take a bit. Let's see. I wonder what power-ups would be under. I mean, we could start with collision. Collision object. Oh, it is C++. Let's just start with object, I think. Bonus block, coin, handle. Grow up. Maybe that's like the grow up snowball thing, whatever. Oh, there's power up. What's the grow up? Do jump. Okay, here's our types. Egg, fire, ice, air. And then, is that done yet? No. There's also collision object. Okay, so this thing is just called power up, and it is a moving sprite type. Why is this stuff in the H file? Why is that in the C file? Oh, okay. Like, what? Collision, collision. Collision movement manager group. Let's check that. Adding things to the collision system. Moving only static. It is a moving sprite. Possibly. I don't know. I would have to look at these more. Because I'm sure, like, the collision for the map items is going to be a lot more in-depth than the collision with, like, power-ups. So I'm not really interested in the map collision stuff. Let's see. Actually, let's look in here. Power up CBB. Actually, let me look at player also. Excuse me. Power up. Those are the types. Get the sprite name. Initialize. Okay, there's power up collision with the player. Run script, power up script. Sector get. Okay, I don't know what sector is. If it's fire or if it's coffee, play a noise. Okay, that's just for that. Remove me. Get type, update. That just might be the movement of a thing. Stars and herrings should sparkle when close to text. Draw, get settings. Okay, so there's sector get run script, power up script. I don't know what that would be under. No, I just want you to close that. I guess I could also check the .h file of this and see what it is including. Oops. Ah. Object move the sprite. Let's look at moving sprite. .hpp. Here's sector. What is a sector? What does this mean? No parts of a level. Run script. Let's get. Oops. Get returns a sector, so we're in the sector. Get init run script. Where does run script come from? Maybe the sector base. String, script, source name. What is the squirrel environment? What does that mean? I mean, the code itself is pretty good, but I don't know what a squirrel environment is. I mean, there's a power up script. How do I find, let's see, power up script, data images. I'm not signing it. I don't even have a GitHub account. You know what? I'll just look for power up. Is it dash? Yeah, power up script. How dare you suggest I need to sign in? Here. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Find power up script. I assume this is a type F. Oh, nothing. Okay. I guess it's an internal value then, not like an external script file. Wheel. Grow up. I am not going to remember how to grep properly. I need a recursive grep for power up script. I'll do CBB recursive. I don't know if, nope. Oh. Those are calling it though. Well. Where the heck is power up script? I don't think it'd be behind that folder. Oh. Something to mess with another time. Well, let's look at the stats again for these things. I'm gonna split this out. Not currently. I'm gonna like stop streaming here in a minute. Actually, I forgot to color in this picture. I'll do some cleanup on this too. The freaking chair is not cleaned up. Rachel, you didn't do a good enough job. Okay. So I'll stop my stream here in a moment. I'll fix this up. Next weekend, if I still don't feel like coding, I'll work on more, but I'll like split this out so that I have the 1-bit art in one thingy-ding, and then like visual novel backgrounds is another thingy-ding, and then maybe visual novel characters is another thing, because those are a lot more difficult to draw like all the stuff for. I'd probably, unless someone had like specific requests, or I could do some paper doll things, like draw some bases and then costumes on top. But I'll probably break this out, or I may wait until I draw more backgrounds. We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do in 5 minutes. Besides clean, I do need to clean my office. And probably eat lunch. I forgot about food. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me as I stream. Trying to make sure I allocate at least a few hours for my own stuff every week. Though it hasn't been quite every week, but you know, still doing things for fun and enjoyment. I don't know. Now my buttons are all mixed up again. Okay. Bye. Thanks for joining.